Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Céad míle fáilte go léir go dtí Ollscoil Limní. You're all very, very welcome to the University of Limerick and to this our information session for all our new international students. My name is Amanda Noonan and I'm one of the recruitment managers in the UL Global team. And I'm joined this afternoon by three of my colleagues. I have Katrina Conway, I have Liam Ryan and Niamh Kavanagh, and they're all members of the UL Global team as well. So the session this afternoon is hopefully going to answer some of the questions that you might have. So if you could just bring up the list, Niamh, the next slide, please. So the session will cover the following topics, and we are hopeful that we'll be able to answer some of the questions that you might have with regard to your transition to studying at the University of Limerick. So I'm going to virtually introduce the UL Global team. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about restricted movements, health and safety training that you are all required to do. We will discuss the academic delivery for semester 1, so what that might look like for you as a student of the university. I will go through the International Student Welcome Programme, so I'll share with you the events that are happening this week. I'll also discuss some of the forms that you will be required to complete and some of the letters that you might need as a student of the university. We'll also give you detailed instructions on how to open a bank account, and we'll go through the enrolment process. So we'll discuss in detail with you how to enroll on your programme and how to register for your modules. We'll also give you information on the class timetable and the Garda vetting process that some of you will be required to do. And then we'll also look at the fun aspects of studying at UL. So we'll talk to you a bit about the social activities on campus, and we'll discuss the Student Ambassador programme, and we'll give you some information on exploring Limerick City and County once you move out of your restricted movement period. We'll give you information on how to travel around Limerick and Ireland. And lastly, we'll introduce you to the academic supports that are available for you as an international student at UL. But before we do any of that, I would like to share a video with you. So we have a virtual tour of the University of Limerick. So I'm very conscious that while some of you are here in Ireland at the moment, you might still be in your restricted movement phase. And I'm also very conscious as well that some of you are still in your home country. So you might be still waiting to get your visa or waiting to get a flight to come to Ireland. So we've put together this a virtual tour of the university just to give you a flavour of what the university is like. So we're going to play the video now, and then I will come back and talk to you again after the video.
Your first stop on this virtual tour of the University of Limerick is the arena and sports facilities. The arena is an amazing facility with fully equipped gyms, both a 50-metre and a 25-metre swimming pool, as well as an indoor running track, with the second running track just outside. There are 44 acres of playing fields, including all-weather pitches on the North Campus, as well as 4 basketball courts and a climbing wall. The facilities are open to all students and a great way to stay fit and make friends.
I have been living in Thomond Village for 1 semester, and I have to say I really enjoy living here. It's quite spacious for me.
I live on campus and I actually have roommates from 3 different countries, which has been really neat for me because now I have people to visit all around the world.
We offer a range of services and supports for our students. These include a medical centre. We also have a counselling service, and we have a chaplaincy located at the Stables Courtyard. We also offer a range of access support services for students. These include a mature student office, an access office supporting students from socioeconomic disadvantaged backgrounds, and we have a professional disability support service located in the
welcoming and supporting you on your journey as a UL student.
What I like most about the programme, you never get bored, you always have something to do because of the many clubs and societies.
Every sport and activity is catered for in the 85 clubs and societies, and they're a really great way to make friends, develop new, or maintain current interests.
So our job is to represent every single student on campus. We have your supports, we have your services, for clubs and societies, for student representation, and we have your events. If you have any questions, no matter how big or how small, make sure and pop in to say hello.
Okay, first of all, I must apologise for the video crashing there. It really is the joys of modern technology. What we will do is we will email everybody a copy of this presentation once we finish today. So you will have a link to the video and you can watch the video again. So the UL, excuse me, the UL Global Office, we're based in the main building on campus, and we have quite a large team. So within the team, we have the recruitment section. So looking after the recruitment is myself and Katrina Conway, Liam Ryan and Neve Kavanagh. And then on the admission side, we have Kerry Ryan, we have Maria McMahon, and we have Colette Hickey. And I'm pretty sure that most of you would have been in contact with the admissions team as part of your application process. Sarah Butler is our communications officer. So all of the emails that you've been receiving over the last few months have been put together by Sarah. And I think everybody will agree Sarah has done a great job in keeping everybody up to date with the latest information from UL. Margaret Gleeson is our financial aid officer, looking after all our Canadian and our American students. And then on the student support side, we have Vicky Hannon and Eliza Lloyd. So unfortunately, excuse me, unfortunately, the UL Global Office is currently closed as we're following the HSE guidelines. Everybody is working from home remotely. If you do need to contact the international office, you can contact us by email, and our email address is international@ul.ie. And if you do want to speak to somebody urgently, we would advise you to send us an email and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So moving on then, unfortunately, the COVID-19 situation is still with us here in Ireland, as it is in many countries around the world. So I do need to go through the following information with you. And I'm acutely aware that you have been sent this information before, but I would just like to go through it one more time, just so that everybody is up to date with the latest processes and protocols that we have in place. So with regard to the student awareness training, all UL students, so that's all Irish students, all EU students and all international students must undertake the UL COVID-19 student awareness training. There is a link available on the presentation, so if you've not yet completed it, once you get the presentation, please click on the link and do complete the training over the next few days. The reason that we ask all students to complete the training session is so that you fully understand the importance of student health and safety and the measures that have been taken by the University of Limerick. So what to do then if you experience symptoms? It's very important, first of all, that you follow the HSE advice. And the HSE, for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's the Health Service Executive, and it's a government body who run the public health services in Ireland. So it's important that you follow their advice and you self-isolate. You should then contact the UL medical staff, and the phone number is available on the screen. If it's out of hours, you should contact Limerick Doc, and again, the number is available on the screen. And lastly, we would ask you to inform the international office by email, and we will be able to give you further instructions, and we'll also be able to give you offer you some advice if necessary at that stage. And then what happens if you get a positive test? So any student that tests positive, the first thing you'll be required to do is to self-isolate. And if you're living on campus, there are rooms available on campus for self-isolation. For all our students that are living off campus, if you find yourself in a position that you're unable to self-isolate, you should contact the international office. We will be able at that stage to offer you advice and assistance if needed. And if you get a positive test, it is very important that you would monitor your symptoms, and you should contact your doctor if you begin to feel very unwell. So if your breathing starts changing, or if it becomes difficult to breathe, or if you have a cough and you find that your cough is getting worse, it would be important that you would contact the doctor at that stage to discuss your symptoms with him. The most up-to-date HSE advice on COVID-19 is available on their website, and the web link is there on the presentation for you. I would advise all students to check with the HSE website maybe once a week, just to make sure that you're kept up to date with the latest information and developments. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about related to COVID-19 is the 14-day pre-arrival and post-arrival symptom tracker. So it's mandatory that all students would fill this out 14 days before they come to UL or to Ireland, and again for 14 days post-arrival. And the link to that symptom tracker has been sent to all of our students by email. And again, just to let you know, this is a government requirement, so the results from the symptom tracker are shared with government officials. So as you are all aware, there's a lot of talk at the moment about restricting movements, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about it, just to make sure that you all know exactly what's involved. So you can see on the screen there on the left hand side, there's a list of do's and a list of don'ts. So restricting movement means staying indoors and completely avoiding contact with other people. And this does unfortunately include limiting your contact with the other people that are living in the household with you. So if we look at the do's, we can say you need to stay at home in a room with a window, if possible. You should keep away from others in your home as much as you can, and make sure that you use a separate toilet or a bathroom if possible, if that's available to you. When you're in your restricted movement period, if you develop symptoms, you should call a doctor. You should phone the doctor and do not visit the doctor at this stage. It's important that you would cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, and that you would follow proper hand washing etiquette. You should use your own towel, and be sure that you don't share the towel with other people in your household. And if possible, they do advise that you clean your room every day with a household cleaner or a disinfectant. And then on the right hand side, you can see the don'ts of restricted movement. So the advice is that you don't go outside unless you have your own outdoor space where you can get some fresh air. They advise, obviously, that you don't go to work or school or university, that you don't visit religious places or public areas. They advise that you don't share your things with your other housemates, so you don't share your food or your dishes or your drinking glasses. And again, they advise that you don't use public transport or taxis. And very importantly, you do not invite visitors to your home. And there is a link available at the bottom of this slide if you want to go back over those items while you're still in your restricted movement phase. So I'm going to move on away from the COVID-19 for a few minutes, and I'm going to talk to you about the plan for academic delivery and what that might look like for you as a student of the university. So UL has developed plans for academic delivery under 4 different levels. So you can see the levels there, level A to level D, and level A is lockdown, and that means that everything moves online and that there are no students or staff on campus. Level B is the level that we're at the moment, and that's where there's a 2 meter physical distancing in place. Level C sees the physical distancing go down to 1 meter, and then level D is where there's no physical distancing, but stringent cleanliness and hygiene protocols would be put in place by the university. So as I mentioned, at the moment we're at level B, and level B, the academic delivery, is based on 2 fundamental principles. The first principle is the circuit breaker, and the second principle is the social bubbles. So if you look at the circuit breaker, you will see this is where students study face-to-face classes for 5 days at a time, and then you would study online for 10 to 15 days. And it is hoped that by using a circuit breaker like this, that it would prevent the uncontrolled spread of any potential outbreak amongst the student body. And then the second principle is the social bubbles. So the social bubbles is where students will study face-to-face with their own year cohort, and for students that live on campus, that they would limit their social interactions with staff and students who do not live in their student villages. So it is hoped that with a combination of social bubbles and the circuit breaker, that those will reduce the risk of infection. But more importantly, I think with the social bubbles, it is hoped that if there is a risk, if there is an infection or an outbreak of COVID-19, it will make the test and trace much easier should anyone begin to feel unwell. So the next screen just shows a visual of the plan for the academic delivery, and you can see it's just an outline of the circuit breaker that I've just mentioned on the previous slide. So you can see down the left hand side, it's weeks 1 to 12, so that's the academics weeks. Week 1 starts on the 28th of September, and you can see in green the on-campus time that each student will spend doing their face-to-face classes. And you can see the white is where you would spend your time studying online. So again, it's 1 week on campus and either 2 to 3 weeks off campus studying online. All of this information has been sent to students by email. And so if you have any questions or if there's anything you're unsure about with regard to your academic delivery for your programme, feel free to contact the International Office and we'll be able to answer any queries that you might have. So we're going to look now at what's happening and what happened last week during the restricted movement phase. So I'm going to skip through the next 2 slides. They are what happened last week. So I do hope that all of you were able to attend some of those sessions and that you found them useful and that you found them beneficial. So this here just shows what's happening in week 2. So it's this week. And you can see today, Monday, the 21st of September, we started off this morning with a 10 a.m. online exercise. It was a yoga class this morning. 12 o'clock is now, so this is the welcome information session for all the new students. So that's the session that we're currently doing. And then on today at 3 o'clock, we have a visa and immigration workshop. And then at 7 p.m, if quizzes are your things, if you're interested in quiz nights, we do have a very fun event. It's a quiz night and that's on at 7 p.m. this evening. And then tomorrow, again, we start the morning with a 10 a.m. Online exercise class. And at 11 a.m, we have the first of 3 question and answer sessions with the UL Global team. And the first Q&A session is on admissions queries. So if you have any queries about your offer letter, about enrolling on your programme or registering for your modules, feel free to attend the session tomorrow at 11 a.m. and the admissions team will be able to answer any queries that you have. Then at 1 p.m. we have Meet the Undergraduate Students' Union. And then on Wednesday, the 23rd, again, we're starting off the morning with an early online exercise class at 10 o'clock. At 11 a.m. we have the second of our Q&A session with the UL Global team, and we're going to discuss the visa and immigration queries that you might have. Then at 12 p.m. there's an introduction to the Student Ambassador Programme, and at 3 p.m. there's a lovely session, it's Keeping Well, and it's a mindfulness workshop. And then moving on to Thursday, the 24th of September, again 10 o'clock, it's the morning exercise class. And then at 11 a.m. we have our third and final Q&A session with the UL Global team, and we will discuss any general queries that you have. So if by Thursday you still have some questions, if there's some things that you're still not sure about, please come to the session at 11 a.m. and we will answer any questions you have at that stage. Then at 12 p.m. we have an introduction to volunteering at UL. So if you're interested in volunteering and if you want to take part in volunteering, do attend that session, and all the information that you need will be given at that time. At 3 p.m. it's again the introduction to the Student Ambassador Programme, and we're finishing off Thursday evening with a Netflix movie night at 7 p.m. On Friday, we've kept it very, very light on Friday. We will have one event, and it's the 10 o'clock online morning exercise. And then on Saturday, the 26th, at 5 p.m, we're going to hold a virtual tour of Limerick. And we're also going to announce the UL Global social media competition. So if that's something that you're interested in, stay tuned on Saturday for more information. You are free then on Sunday, the 27th of September, in preparation for your classes, the majority of you who will start your classes on Monday, the 28th of September. I just want to talk to you as well about the emergency contact form before I hand you over to my colleague Niamh. So the emergency contact form is where we ask you to give us contact details of a family member or a close friend that we could contact should there be an emergency during your time at UL. It's an online form, so the link to the emergency contact form was sent to everybody last week, so you should have that now. And I would ask everybody to please take some time and fill in that form and return it to the international office. And it's also very important that students would update their residential address, so your home address in Ireland, on the student portal after you enroll on your programme. And the reason that we ask you to do that is after you have enrolled on your programme, your UL student ID card will be posted to you at your home address. So it's important that we have that up to date on the student portal. So now I'm going to hand you over to Niamh.
Hi everybody, I hope you're keeping well. Just bear with us for 1 second as I get the screens to swap over. There we go. Thanks Amanda for that. And I'm going to follow on and just continue from talking about student letters and letter requests. So as Amanda had mentioned, we do have the emergency contact form that we do require you to fill out. Then for the rest of the year, if there is information from that, we take the information from that letter to be able to provide you all with letters that you may require in terms of travel or other areas or immigration letters and different things like that. And in order to be able to get one of those letters, we would ask you to submit it online through our letter request form. So you can see here, we have it available on the website, and this link will be sent to you as part of the presentation after today. And the purpose of this is for students that may need re-entry visas or renewal of immigration letters or different things like that as the year goes on, or just even proof of address. So just keep in mind that we normally have anywhere from a 3 to 5 day turnaround on requests. So just bear with us. We don't get it out straight away, but we will get it to you as soon as we possibly can. And leading on from this, I know that a lot of you have been asking questions around immigration and worried about immigration on, you know, your appointments and different things. So all non-EU passport holders will have to register with our immigration services. All right, and you don't have to worry about organising the appointment. We are working very hard in the background in setting up these appointments for you and getting the information all set. But the most important thing is you fill in the emergency contact form so that we're able to then provide you with the letters and get you all set up for your immigration appointments. But that would be the first step, is the emergency contact form. And then the second step will be opening a bank account. And that all is a step-by-step process. And then we organize for you to go for your immigration appointment. All right, so make sure to check your emails for the link to be able to join the immigration and visa talk later on this evening at 3 o'clock, where we're going to go into a lot more detail on the process and what is required from you. But as I mentioned, one of the big steps in this will be opening up a bank account. So for all students are required to have a bank account in Ireland, and we have emailed you information about 3 weeks ago on how to open up a bank account. Sarah kindly sent that out. So if you have received it, make sure that you have the proper documentation that will be required. It'll be 6 months worth of bank statements from your home country. In some cases, they will need to be translated. So for students coming from a non-speaking English country, you will need to translate the bank statements for the bank in order for them to be able to review them. If you have any questions on this, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. But the step-by-step guide, as I mentioned, had been emailed to you, and the bank on campus will be open from Monday the 28th of September onwards, and they will have an outdoor marquee set up where students will be able to queue and hand in their documents. But please note, this is not for students coming from the US or Canada. You would have received information on how to open up your bank accounts. So please refer back to your email and don't show up to the marquee. For every other nationality, you can pop over to the bank with all the documents that you need as per the email that was sent out. But please do not do this until you've completed your 14-day restrictive movements. That's really important. So for any students that are still in the restricted movement stage after the 28th of September, please do not leave to open a bank account. Please wait until you're finished your 14 days restrictive movements, and the bank will be opened. It's opened all year round, and that marquee will be set up for a couple of weeks in order to be able to help students set up their bank accounts. So moving on to more of the academic side of the house, and I know that some of you have already started this process and some of you have finished it, and others may have to begin it, which is the enrollment element of it. So once again, due to this wonderful virtual world that we all live in now, we did email out an email from either our undergraduate or postgraduate admissions team asking you to start your enrollment online. And in order to do that, you first need to access your online system by entering in your date of birth. If you've any issues with this, please let us know by emailing us at international@ul.ie, and we've also sent out a step-by-step guide, and we will send out this PowerPoint presentation where you'll also have access to the step-by-step guide. And once again, through that guide, there's going to be different steps in order and different steps for you to complete. And you can see there, 1, activate your student account, complete your financial tasks, enroll for your courses, and register for your module. Okay. If you have any issues with any of those steps, on the guide that has been emailed to you and is available online and will also be sent out after this presentation, you will find contact email addresses for each of the different departments that support those different roles throughout the university. So if you run into an issue, say for example on step 2, there will be a contact email for you to be able to contact the fees office, and they'll be able to help you with getting through the step 2 phase of the full enrollment. Okay, but once again, any issues at all with registering for enrollment or modules, you can also email us at international@ul.ie. And I know a lot of you guys are very, very excited to be able to get your hands on your student cards, especially for your Spotify and student discounts. So what we are asking students to do is update your current address in Ireland on the portal, on your student portal, and that will then we'll be able to post out your student card to you. But we need you to update your address, and then also we will ask you to upload a picture of yourself in order for us to put it onto your student card. And then once we have those done, we will post them out to you. So then you'll be able to get access to your discounts online and your Spotify and have your student card, especially for student travel and different things like that. But you must fully enroll in order to access your student portal. So you need to do the 4 steps that I just outlined in the slide before this in order to be able to get your student card and to be able to get full access to your student portal. And once again, if you have any questions or any issues, just please make sure to email us at international@ul.ie. So timetabling, which is the big one for everybody, and I know everyone's trying to get things sorted. So if you're missing any modules from your timetable due to being late or non-registered, you should contact the academic register to ensure that you are registered for the modules and the student record as soon as possible. Okay, access to the timetable for these modules via mobile module timetable options on the web page. So if you go onto the website through your student portal, you'll be able to find them. And once again, if you do have any issues at all, make sure to reach out to academic register as soon as possible. With classes starting in a week's time, you want to make sure that you have everything up to date and in order. And if you have any issues on top of that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at international@ul.ie and we'll put you in touch with the academic register. But academic register is where all of the timetabling and modules take place within, and assignments within the university. All right, make sure to talk to your lecturers regarding assignments to labs and tutorial groups. Confirmation of registration has been completed and associated tuition fees have been paid to the University of Limerick. So just make sure that all of this is taken care of as well when you're getting your timetable sorted. So for some of the programs, you do have to be Garda vetted, and those programs that require Garda vetting would have been contacted over the summer months in order to get the documentation and everything like that in order before starting fully at the University of Limerick. So non-EU students will be required to have an affidavit signed. You will need to be appointed commission, oath and solicitor and everything like that, and you will need a copy of your passport, and this will cost you €10 in total. And once again, as I mentioned, all of this detail has been emailed to you. So prior to this coming Monday, the 28th of September, when UL campus is due to open, postgraduate students should submit electronic versions of vetting documents to UL student vetting at ul.ie and ensure that this is from the 28th of September onwards. Original versions will need to be submitted as well via a Dropbox in the reception area of the main building. But please make sure that you have completed your 14-day restricted movements before you enter into the main building to drop these into the Dropbox at the reception area. All right, if you've submitted them electronically, please just make sure that you let our team in the student vetting know that you have submitted them electronically, and if you've any queries, please reach out to them. All right. And once again, we have a lovely website for all your queries on Garda vetting, so please don't hesitate to look through the frequently asked questions on the website. So just to run through some of the programs that at undergraduate level that need to be Garda vetted, once again, you should have received this information a couple of weeks back. If anyone has any questions or anything like that, please make sure to reach out to both international and UL student vetting at ul.ie. So you can see here performing arts, psychology and sociology, sports and exercise science, physical education. We have our nursing programs, some of our education programs. So if you are attending any of these programs, please make sure that you have your Garda vetting documents in order, that you've either submitted it or you're ready to submit them through the Dropbox at reception. And then for postgraduate students, we have quite a number of programs as well, ranging from our music and performing arts to our sports science and health sciences, along with some of our education. And once again, I will say the same to yourselves. Please make sure that you have the proper documentation in order, either submitted or ready to submit at the reception area Dropbox. Okay, so the most important thing, as I understand, it is very strange times that we all are in terms of new virtual online stuff. But then to keep it nice and short and sweet for you, the next steps that you need to complete over the next couple of days, it's really important, is to make sure to complete the emergency contact form. That is the most important thing right now. Over the next 2 days, please make sure that you fill in that document and get it back to us as soon as possible. Then after that, you need to make sure that you have all your documentation ready to be able to submit it to open an Irish bank account. For students that are able to do it online, please make sure that you have either started this process or you start it this week. For students that have to wait till they're finished their 14 days restricted movement, please make sure that you have all the documentation in the correct order and ready to go to be submitted next week when you're out of your restricted movement, or if you're out next week, fantastic. If you still have to wait an extra couple of days, just make sure that you have it ready for when you are out, for when the bank opens next Monday, to be able to submit the documents to them. Update your most up-to-date contact details on the student portal. So make sure that you fully enroll and then get your contact details updated on the student portal so that we can send out your student card and be able to contact you with the correct information from there. Attend the Immigration and Working in Ireland workshop, which is at 3 o'clock today, and the link has been emailed out to you as part of your orientation schedule for this week. And once you've enrolled, you must register with the UL Medical Centre. This year, UL Medical Centres will be delivered by telephone, and you will have to make sure that if you do come down with any symptoms, to contact them straight away. So it's really important that we register with the medical centre, especially given COVID-19 and everything that's happening with this coming year. So one of the really cool things that I love to talk about every year at the start of orientation is our academic support that we have for international students. And this is really a fantastic way for students to be able to get extra help in terms of certain programs that they may be struggling in, or modules or different things like that. So the academic support available. Undergraduate students, you're assigned an academic advisor, so please make sure to use them. They're a fantastic resource to have. If I had one when I was an undergraduate student, I know that I would have excelled in a couple of more of my modules rather than trying to figure things out myself. Postgraduate students, you'll be assigned a supervisor for your thesis, and it's really important that you keep in contact with your supervisor throughout the year, and don't leave the thesis to the last minute, because that's just adding massive extra stress to yourself. And build a really good relationship with your supervisor so that you're able to get the best out of your thesis as possible. Talk to your program director, make sure that they know who you are, because with the online virtual stuff, you're going to have to rely on these extra supports even more this coming year, as you won't get to see them in face-to-face as much this semester. So just make sure to talk to them and keep them in the loop in case something is happening, or if any stage you feel sick or something like that happens. Just make sure to build a rapport with your course director and course leader. And then other learning centres that we have at the University of Limerick is a Maths Learning Centre, the ICT Learning Centre, Science Learning Centre, Writing Centre and Language Centre. So these are facilities that are available to help you in these different subject areas. If you're struggling with something, or you need help with an essay, or if you need help with a maths grinds or different things like that. So please make sure to use these facilities throughout the year, because they're a fantastic service to have on campus. And then adding on to that, as an international student, what we've done at the University of Limerick is that we have this fantastic academic literacy module that is available for postgraduate students. So the module will provide support for our incoming full-time postgraduate students. It's a 2-semester, 3-credit module available for postgraduate students in the autumn and the spring semesters. Applications to attend, it's open to everybody, so you can apply, just assign it on your module choice. And what it is that it'll help you with English throughout the year and help you with your essays and your coursework in terms of making sure that you have used correct grammar and spelling and other elements like that, and they'll help you with reviewing essays and different stuff. It's a fantastic module to be part of, and the fact that it's accredited as well, it'll turn up on your transcripts when you graduate, and it'll help you build your English language throughout the year. If I would probably use it myself, even as a native English speaker, if I was allowed. It's a fantastic resource to have. So please make sure to engage with it and use it as much as possible, because it will help you throughout the whole year. And as you can see here, this is what the academic module looks like for the autumn syllabus. So academic support, internal communication, academic protocols, looking at plagiarism and how to avoid it, which is massive to get advice in that, especially with your thesis over the next couple of months. And then the academic skills that you got is language, verbal and written writing, helping you with presentations, understanding different genres, and planning for research projects. So once again, it's a fantastic resource to have. You should really sign up to it, and the fact that it shows up on your transcripts as well is really, really important. So now moving on to the real fun stuff at the university. So coming away from the academic side of the house and starting to look at some of the social activities that we have outside of the classroom, which are really important as well. And we understand that it'll be a little bit different this year. But we do thrive ourselves on having some of the best social activities on campus. We're number one for providing this, along with having over 80 different clubs or societies. So there is something for everybody, which is so important. Now, how those clubs and societies will be run this coming year with COVID-19, I know our student life are working extremely hard in the background to get all of our clubs and societies available for all of our students, but they will have information on this in the next 2 weeks, and sign-ups will be hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks also. But if you have any questions, just reach out to Student Life. You can check out the UL Wolves, and a big welcome to the Wolf Pack is what they're going to be telling you, because Wolfie's our mascot and you now belong to the pack because you are a UL Wolf. But please make sure to get involved in any club or society. It is where you're going to make your best friends. It'll give you that break from the academic studies that you're going to need. It'll also help you get away from COVID-19 and to talk about it. I've been out cycling myself with a cycling club to help me switch off from listening about COVID-19. So make sure to get involved in a club or society while here at UL, because it will be the best thing you do outside of the classroom for sure. And once again, if you have any questions on any of the clubs or societies, just check out the website and reach out to Student Life. They're a fantastic body to have. One thing that we love to do is our International Student Ambassador Program. So this is where we ask you to get involved with the UL Global team, and what we require, or what we ask, is for you to blog about your experience at the University of Limerick and contribute to our social media channels and help promote UL and gain valuable experience for your CV. So if you are interested in applying for the International Ambassador Program, please reach out to our marketing officer, Ali McNamara at ul.ie, for further information on how to apply. It's a wonderful program. You get a certificate at the end of it. It can count towards volunteering hours, if I'm correct. Ali will include that in the information pack, but it is a wonderful way for you to experience UL and also to help us talk to future students and current students on all the different activities and everything that's going on around the university. So if you are interested in becoming an ambassador, please reach out to Ali, and she will be running sessions this week on the ambassador program, and it is on your schedule as well. So for those students that are still in isolation and quarantining and restricted movements, when you get out of it, you have some amazing places to go and explore. 20-minute walk from the campus inside in Limerick City. So I'm living down in Limerick well over 12 years now at this stage, and I absolutely love the city. It really is buzzing city, very vibrant, and there's so much to do. So what I highly recommend when you are out of your restricted movement period, get into the city, go explore, try out new things. They've fantastic milk market, they have kayaking, they've loads of different things. I'll actually bring up the slide to show you a load of the activities that you can do around Limerick. And this is just a quick screenshot or screen grab of some of the activities that can be done. So as I've mentioned, we have the Limerick Milk Market where you can go in on a Saturday morning. I go every Saturday morning and I get my fresh bread and vegetables and everything like that. And they do magnificent coffee for anyone that's a coffee drinker. I'm a typical Irish person with my cup of tea. You can go kayaking along the River Shannon inside and go along Kingstown Castle. You can go in and visit the castle. We have Thomond Park Stadium, which we're hoping over the next couple of months will be opened back up for us to be able to go and see live matches again. But the museums are magnificent in there. There's fantastic street art, and we have loads of different theatres, and especially the University Concert Hall on campus, which is beginning to reopen for shows. Obviously limited capacity compared to usual, so please keep an eye on the website to be able to, don't be disappointed if you get in early and get tickets for different shows that'll be happening. And then one really good thing is to make sure then to keep an eye out for different festivals and stuff like that that would be running over the year. And you can check all this out, you can find all of this out on limerick.ie, so just keep an eye on that website and go from there. So next up, how to travel around Limerick and Ireland. So not just in Limerick do we have magnificent places for you to see, but all around Ireland, and we'd highly recommend for students to, you know, explore Ireland at the weekends and take advantage of being close to the Wild Atlantic Way, which is one of the most magnificent places you can go around the whole of Ireland, up and down the west coast. So you can apply for your student leave card. You will get that online, so you can see there www.studentleavecard.ie. It gives you discounts for travel on national buses, and it also gives you discounts in over multiple different stores around the whole of Ireland. I wish I still had my student leave card for that. So make sure to get in, apply for it early, and if you need any help, the Student Life organise it as well. So brilliant card to get, make sure to apply for it. And then also, don't miss out, make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels. As you can see, they're up there, and tag us, make sure to tag us so that we can share or we can reach out to you. We love getting tagged in all the different travel posts that you've been doing on the way down, and also the dance competition that's running at the moment. So keep all of those coming into us. And thank you so much for attending today, and I'm going to open up the floor for any questions and answers that you may have. My colleagues Liam, Amanda and Katrina are here to help along with myself. Liam, if you want to pop in any questions that students may have coming in, be happy to answer them. And in the meantime, I want to wish all students that have arrived in Ireland the best of luck next week once you come out of your restricted movements. And for students that are still in their home country, I want to wish you the best of luck next week, starting your classes online, and hopefully look forward to welcoming you onto campus in the near future, whether it's in the next couple of weeks or for second semester. Either way, we are very excited to have you all with us as University of Limerick students, and very excited for you to start the next chapter of the adventure, whether it's undergrad or postgrad studies, and we're here to help you every step of the way. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you need anything at all. So I'm just seeing now if there's anything else. Questions wise, I think I think Liam and Katrina and Amanda are getting through the questions to everybody, so we should be pretty okay.
There was just one thing there I might just jump in there really quickly. There was a few questions about your student ID card. So once you have enrolled on your program and registered for your modules, the ID cards will be sent to all students over the next few weeks. So please don't worry if you haven't received your student ID card yet. And there was just a few more questions about having a blank timetable. If you have enrolled on your program and your timetable is still blank, that would suggest that there's an issue with you registering for your modules. So you need to go back onto the portal and just ensure that you've fully completed the module registration piece. And if you think you have done that, and if there's still issues, if your timetable is still blank, please contact the international office and we will sort it out for you.
Perfect. Thanks, Amanda. So for everybody that has sent in questions, we will get back to you throughout the next couple of minutes. So please stay on, and we will type back to the individual personal questions that we can't read out over the live broadcast. But once again, thank you all very much for joining us. And if you do have any further queries or need anything, please don't hesitate to contact us. And we are very excited to have you all starting at the University of Limerick, if it's in person in Ireland or back in your home country online. We're here every step of the way to support you. Best of luck now with the rest of the orientation week. And for those of you that'll be joining in on the call at 3 o'clock for the immigration and visa presentation, myself and Liam will be there to present and to answer any questions. So hopefully see you all later on this afternoon. Thank you all again. Look forward to meeting you all in person over the next couple of months. Thank you. Bye.